News 4 Today begins with breaking news.
We start this hour with breaking news out of Paris as we take a live look at a growing memorial at one of the locations that was hit during the Paris terror attacks. Right now, we know that 7 people linked to those attacks have been detained in Belgium. That is according to the Associated Press.
Angie, we also learned that 2 of the 7 attackers who died in Paris on Friday night were Frenchmen. They were living in Brussels, and we've got new video. I want to show you this right now. This is a car. You're going to see it coming in on a tow truck here, and it is linked to those Paris attacks. Officials say gunmen armed with automatic weapons pulled up in this model car before they started shooting.
And that car was found in Montreuil, a suburb nearly 4 miles east of the French capital. The AP reports that 3 rifles were found inside a Volkswagen Polo.
2 days after what French officials are calling an act of war, we're learning 3 coordinated teams of gunmen and suicide bombers carried out the 6 separate attacks on Friday, killing 129 people, injuring another 352.
And there is heightened security at sporting venues here in the U.S. Derek Ward is standing by at FedEx Field with restrictions on fans going to the game as we take a live look. But let's get the latest from NBC's Barry Aaron right now.
Candles and hugs early this morning in the heart of Paris. Parisians came to Place de la République to honor the victims of Friday's terrorist massacres that rocked the French capital. There were other vigils yesterday at the bars and restaurants where dozens died at the hands of men armed with explosive belts and automatic weapons. The day after the coordinated attacks, a picture emerges of the terror spree that lasted less than 30 minutes. One survivor told NBC News she thought she would die.
All of a sudden there were huge gunshots. It sounded like fireworks, and just like bang, 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 bang through the window.
At the concert hall where 89 were killed, this man played dead, then ran for his life.
They were not stopping. I mean, they were refueling the guns, they were reloading the guns, and they were very heavily armed.
ISIS now says it carried out the attacks on 6 locations in Paris. A French prosecutor said the 30-year-old French national who threw a grenade and then fired into the crowd was invoking the wars in Syria as well as Iraq.
Near the body of the suicide bomber, which was right near the National Stadium, there was a Syrian passport found, and somebody who was born in 1990.
The prosecutor said 7 of the killers are dead. Amid their tears, the French are vowing to strike back at ISIS. President Francois Hollande calling the terror spree an act of war. Barry Arendt, NBC News.
And let's get right over to News 4's Derek Ward. He's live at FedEx Field this morning. Derek, fans are going to see some more security out there today because of those events in Paris.
Well, indeed you will, and I can tell you that we have seen a higher police presence than usual. We've even seen some vehicles that appear to be Homeland Security oriented at the stadium here, and it's all about making people feel safe. First off, we want to stress that there is no specific threat, and this is out of an abundance of caution. Now, the NFL has released a statement, and one of the things that they say is they encourage people not to bring bags at all, but if they must bring a bag, they're asking that they be clear plastic or vinyl or PVC, and they adhere to their standing policy that they be no larger than 12 by 6 by 12 inches. And we've seen several people with those staff and fans here at this game with those kinds of bags. And we talked to some fans here about how they feel about it.
Staff and everything here does a good job, so I'm not having any worries. I think about it. I do think about it.
But I did have some concerns because we're out in the open parking lot, and so there's not really a lot of security. But I believe that once we're in the game and because of the metal detectors, everything should be fine.
And again, it's all about making the NFL experience be as pleasurable and safe as possible. We do hear that at the beginning of this game, there will be a moment of silence on the field for the victims of that Paris tragedy. We're live at FedEx Field. Derek Ward, News 4. Back to you.
Derek, thanks so much. Now, right after News 4 today, there is a special edition of Meet the Press focusing on terror in Paris. Chuck Todd has tough questions for national security and counterterrorism officials about how the U.S. is responding. You can see that coming up at 10:30 right here on News 4.
All right, 10:04 now. Let's turn to weather. Started out in the 30s, now in the 50s here in the district. Tom Kirine, we're making some progress.
Yeah, thanks to a gentle breeze coming in out of the south, as well as that bright sun on this Sunday morning. Here's a live view from the Storm Team 4 camera overlooking Union Station on this Sunday morning. A little gentle breeze there flapping the flag, blue sky, lots of sunshine, and temperatures are still rather chilly. A cool afternoon coming up. Your weather headlines. We'll have milder weather moving in on Monday, then some rain chances coming up for the week ahead. A look at that in detail in just a few minutes. Temperatures right now are generally hovering in the low 50s metro area. Reagan National now 51, low 50s around the Bay too. So quite a dramatic change from this morning. It's already jumped about 20 degrees. Shenandoah Valley was near 30 there this morning. Now it's near 50 degrees. Out of the mountains as well, temperatures are right around 50 degrees. Hour by hour forecast for the rest of the afternoon will gradually be hitting the mid to upper 50s by early afternoon. They'll probably level off in the low 60s by around 3 o'clock or so. Bright sun with a light wind. That's the way it looks.
Tom, thank you. A developing story this morning. The First Street entrance to Union Station back open at this hour after a shooting. An off-duty police officer shot a suspect inside the station. This happened last night around 8:30. The officer saw a robbery suspect riding an escalator holding a knife. The officer tried to subdue the man, then opened fire. The suspect was shot along with a woman who was standing nearby. The man was suspected in a stabbing earlier in the evening, according to D.C. police. The officer involved was an off-duty Baltimore County police officer, and we can tell you the woman is expected to be okay.
The man Prince George's County police say killed 3 people is waking up behind bars. Police arrested Clifford Brown Jr. last night. They say he shot a woman, her daughter, and another man inside the Forest Hill Apartments on Southern Avenue. The victims are Lakeisha Walters, her 25-year-old daughter Shanika, and a man named James Gibson. No word on why Brown killed them.
In the week ahead, you've got a chance to catch a VRE train from the new Spotsylvania County station. So trains are going to start passing through the station Monday morning pretty early, 4:47. The new station is now the southernmost terminal for VRE train service. That's on the Fredericksburg line. The station also has a new 1,500 space. That's for parking. Now Tuesday, Fairfax County officials will decide whether or not the Department of Police right there will start using body cameras. We do know Fairfax was one of many local jurisdictions across the country testing the cameras, and Fairfax police already have those dashboard cameras installed.
New this morning, threats against Muslims after Paris attacks. A student says that he was targeted and why his school is investigating it as a possible hate crime.
And why no one is laughing after SNL's opening monologue.
And here in New York City, we know that